Should you work with a functional medicine physician? Well, I think that depends on lots of things. The first thing I think to consider is, are you happy with the results that you're getting from your current healthcare provider? And if you are, I would say stick with it and I wouldn't change anything. However, if you aren't 100% satisfied with the results you're getting, maybe it's worth considering adding a functional care provider to your healthcare team. I find that there are two types of patients that seek out my care the most and that I'm able to help a lot. Um, and both of those groups are people who are looking for answers that they're not finding in conventional medicine. One of those groups are people who conventional medicine is deeming healthy. They're telling them they're perfect, everything is great, there's nothing to do, keep up the good work, we'll see you back for your annual physical. That was me several years ago. And I knew intuitively there was something going on. And as I looked at my body through a functional medicine lens, I found lots of things that were not perfect with my health that could be fixed that made a huge difference in how I feel. I call that kind of getting beyond the line of fine. And then the other group of patients that work really well with a functional medicine provider like me are people who have a problem. They're seeing the specialists, but they're not finding the answers that they're looking for. No one's helping them solve the problem. Conventional medicine is good at a lot of things, but as a functional medicine provider, I now have some extra tools in my toolbox that I didn't know about as a conventionally trained doctor. I have new labs to look at that can really uncover the root causes of why we aren't feeling our absolute best. And when we're interpreting labs in functional medicine, we're not just looking for normal, but we're looking for optimal. So many times the labs are normal, but they aren't exactly where we want them to be for our absolute best. Um, if you think about it, the normal results are based on a bell shaped curve of how you're doing in comparison to everyone else. And let's face it, everyone else isn't doing that great either. The other thing I want to mention is insurance. Okay. Insurance does not cover the care that I provide. And I find insurance to be a really challenging thing as both a provider and a consumer. It feels like my insurance never wants to cover what I want them to cover. A couple of years ago, we had to last minute cancel a trip and we didn't have trip insurance and we lost all of our flight money for the trip that we had to cancel last minute. So the next time I booked a trip, I opted for the flight travel insurance. Then a big winter storm came in. We were worried we were going to miss the flight or the flight would be delayed and we were going to miss the cruise ship that we are going to get on. So we opted to drive instead, but the travel insurance didn't kick in because that was an exclusion in the insurance. It feels like there's always an exclusion in the insurance and it's not covering what I want it to cover. Same thing with my health insurance. It doesn't cover what I want. It covers lots of things, but not the stuff that I'm interested in. And so I love partnering with patients without the insurance company because that allows the patient and I to decide what the best course of treatment for them is and not the insurance company. Because when you see a provider who is accepting your insurance, there's really three people in the room. It feels like there's just two, right? It feels like it's you and the provider, but it's really you, the provider, and the insurance company. The insurance company is dictating what questions the doctor needs to ask, what needs to be documented in the chart, and really what the basis of the visit is going to look like, because that's what they need to pay for the visit. So we take the insurance company out of the equation, and all of our time is spent on getting patients the best possible results that they care the most actually about. So if you're interested in working with a functional medicine provider, we at Best Life offer several options to work with us, and there's lots of other functional medicine providers too. So let me tell you about our options, and I'll tell you how to find somebody else as well. If you're brand new and you're just wanting to put your toes in the water and try us out, maybe try our free adrenal quiz on the website. Adrenal health is pretty foundational to optimal health. And I find most of my patients have suboptimal adrenal health. The quiz is a great place to start and to see how your adrenals are adding up. If you're ready to dive in and try functional medicine out, consider one of our Silver Plan programs. There's three of them. One's called Energy Accelerator, another's called Gut Restoration, and a third is called Mito Boost. And these programs address key areas that are never optimal in anyone and really uncover some root causes that, as we fix and optimize, can lead to dramatic improvements in how you feel. You can take one program at a time, and you can take all of them, and you can take them in any order you want to. But if you have no idea where to start, Energy Accelerator is the one I usually recommend people start with first, and I'll guide you as where to go from there. And then lastly, we work with some patients one-on-one, just a few every month in our root cause resolution program. You can learn more about that as well. And we walk patients over a 10-month time period through those same three key areas that we address in the Silver Plan, but sequentially and with a lot of one-on-one support as well. We see patients from Best Life all over the state of Ohio. We are a virtual practice, so it doesn't matter if you're my next door neighbor or if you live across the state, the process is still the same. Um, and we also see patients that live in Florida because I'm also a board certified physician in Florida. If you don't live in one of those two states, or you want to find someone else, I recommend going to the ifm.org. That stands for Institute of Functional Medicine. And right there on the homepage, they have a spot called Find a Practitioner. You can enter your zip code and the mile radius you want to search within, and all IFM certified practitioners will pop up there. And IFM certification is one of the top credentials a functional medicine provider can have. So I hope this helps. If you need a functional medicine provider, that's our jam. That's what we're here for. We'd love to connect. Have an amazing day.